In this video, we're going to talk about and make an offering to the Celtic horse goddess, Epona. If you like this, please thumb it up, please subscribe, and if you really like it, there's a thank you button below. Today we're going to talk about Epona, and we're celebrating her feast day, her winter feast day, December the 18th, and we're doing it here on the Kellerskopf, the Celt's Head, Kellerskopf in German, here near Wiesbaden in Hessen, which was the tribal headquarters of a Celtic tribe called the Mattiaci, who were known for horses and who would have been worshippers of Epona. So many people think that the Celtic world is confined to what we think of it as now, which is the Atlantic fringe from Scotland all the way down to Portugal, including Ireland and Wales and Cornwall and Brittany and so on. But actually, back in the Iron Age, the Celts were all through Central Europe. And I'm standing here in Hessen, near Frankfurt in Germany, near a city called Wiesbaden. We're actually on top of a mountain right now to celebrate the feast day, the winter feast day of Epona, the horse goddess of the Celts and the goddess of plenty. This fellow here, this large Celtic head, celebrates the fact that on top of this mountain, this was an Iron Age hill fort, the headquarters of the Mattiaci tribe, who when the Romans came in here, they conquered, and guess what they took? They took their horses. And there's also healing springs around here, which are still used to this day. But the locals honor the Celtic heritage here. Look, somebody has left an offering, a Christian offering of a crucifix on top of the Keltenkopf, just showing that the worship and the love of good, whether it's the Christ message, whether it's Epona, whether it's anything that's coming from a place of love in the heart, I think nature always listens. So we're going to take you on a short walk because there's various gods and goddesses carved in wood here, and then we'll make our offering to Epona together. So this very beautiful lady here, who's our next deity, Celtic deity, carved up here on the Kellerskopf, the Celt's Head in southern Germany, which is the old headquarters of the Mattiaci Celtic tribe, a horse tribe. She is Fildes, who's sometimes associated with Matcha and perhaps Rhiannon in the Welsh tradition, and of course Epona in the Gaulish Celtic tradition. And she is in here in her manifestation as the goddess and keeper of the forest and wild animals. But there is a crossover with Epona, who's goddess of plenty and agriculture, and also the watcher over of horses and animals. So I'm very, very glad that Fildes here is helping us to along our way to our ritual. We're going to make a stop at one more deity, and then we're going to talk more directly about Epona and make our offering. This is Canonos, the horned god of the forest. And of course, the Christians took him and demonized him and made him into the devil, because we can't have people loving nature and being free, right? We've got to herd them into churches and make them pay taxes. So poor old Canonos, and who was also Pan in the Mediterranean tradition, got demonized, but he's still alive and well here in the forest, here in the Celtic lands of Central Europe, and watching over the wild animals. There are actually wolves in this forest around us. It's quite exciting. All right, so we've taken a little walk through some of the others of the Celtic pantheon. They've brought us to Epona, and I'm going to move out into the horse pasture that's just here. So if you just walk with me, and I have a little offering for her, and let's talk a little bit about who she is and was. Okay, so Epona doesn't exist in isolation. She is part of this Celtic pantheon of spirits and gods and goddesses that watch over all of nature and all aspects of our lives. And up here in the center of the old tribal headquarters of the Mattiaci horse-owning tribe that went at it head to head with the Romans and sadly perhaps came out on the losing side. The Celts are still honoured up here on the Kellerskopf in this wolf-haunted forest that we're in. And this pasture here is a pasture that we as a family have been coming up to with our horses, and sometimes we picnic here and graze our horses with our children. So it's also very dear to us, and I feel Epona is near. Now, Epona is an interesting lady because she doesn't have a series of myths and stories that many other gods and goddesses seem to have that have survived down the centuries. Even though she's worshipped from the Scottish borders all the way across to the Danube, it seems that each tribe has their own way of honouring her. And even the Romans, after they came and made their conquest up in Gaul and down here in central Germany and over in Britain, their cavalry couldn't have been more macho, took on the worship of the goddess Epona because they needed their horses to be looked after and well. They needed that nurturing spirit. So Epona isn't just a goddess of horses. She's also a goddess of plenty. She's sometimes seen as a bit of an equivalent with Demeter, who goes underground, or Persephone, who goes underground for the winter in the Greek mythology and then comes up with the spring. She's also sometimes a great mare, the great horse, and sometimes she's the keeper and the mother of horses, and she's depicted in all of these ways on altars. But the legends about her don't survive in like stories of birth, death, origin, adventures, etc., except perhaps in the Welsh cycle, where some people think she is Rhiannon, and except perhaps in the Irish cycle of myths, where some people feel she is Matcha. But we're going to make separate videos about Rhiannon and Matcha, because whether or not they were exactly Epona, we don't really know. That's speculation, but we absolutely know that she was worshipped here. There were even Roman cavalrymen just on the next hill over who were stationed where what looks like round pens where they trained their horses have been found, and they were definitely worshipping her. So we are going to make our offering. So the lovely thing is we can decide, are we making our offering to Epona, the great mare, the keeper of the lover of the mother of horses? Are we making our offering to Epona, the goddess of plenty, of agriculture, of nature in general? Are we making our offering to Epona as something else from our heart, perhaps peacemaking, perhaps good luck, good fortune, along the lines of the wind horse? Or are we making our offering to Epona as all of those manifestations? And for me, I feel now on her feast day in December, her winter feast day, I feel that now as we head towards the winter solstice, where the darkest day is about to come, and we're going to celebrate the light, to bring in Yule, to bring in the old Celtic and Norse way of, and Germanic way of celebrating the winter solstice, we are going to celebrate the light and celebrate the coming of life once again, once everything has gone through its winter sleep. So I'm going to offer a libation. The traditional Celtic way of honouring the gods and goddesses is to make a libation, to pour, to offer the juice of the vine, which also grows wild, by the way, not just cultivated, here onto the earth, and to light a candle and to make a prayer for her blessing. And I hope that you will pray along with me. You may want to make your own prayer, or you may want to follow mine. My prayer is for you and for all of us. Epona, we call upon you, goddess of the horse, keeper of our foals, keeper of the light alive in our hearts, keeper of the joy and the expression of ecstatic life that the horse gives us. We ask you to watch over our herds in the coming year. and years. We ask you to watch over not just our equine herds, but our human herds, our families, and our hearts. We ask you to look after nature and the harvest. We ask you for good rains and good grass growth. We ask you for good health and prosperity. We honour you on this, your feast day, and we remember you. And we are grateful for all you have given us in the past and your enduring gifts for the future. We honour you, Epona, Mother, Great Mare, Keeper of our horses and our hearts. If you liked this, if you found it entertaining or informative or healing, please like, please subscribe, and you'll see there's a thank you button down below. If you send us an offering, we can create more of this content for you. And if you'd like to learn how to do all that old classical training that the worship of Epona certainly knew how to do, and the Mattiaci tribe of Celts that lived here in this area of Germany certainly knew how to do, you can come to us and you can work with our horses with us directly. There's also a free intro course down there on that same longridehome.com web link. See you on the next one.